With your support, we can raise your voice globally.
उन्होंने पगड़ी इशू नो बिल्कुल मतलब कि फ्रांस से राष्ट्रपति के सामने लेके आया ही नहीं है.
With your support, we can address those issues that no other media talks about.
जो हाल अकालियां ने बादल क्या ने इन्हां ने सिੱਖੀ ਦਾ ਤੇ ਬੇੜਾ ਗਰਕ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ.
With your support, we can bring you breaking news from around the world.
It's about consulting our allies and having a dialogue. These lessons, as I stated, was learned while working with our coalition partners.
With your support, we can educate and inform everyone about who Sikhs are and connect our youth to Sikhi.
And it's just, representative of a culture that's all about peace.
Support your TV channel and help us take your voices to everyone around the world for every human rights issue.
United Sikhs ਜਥੇਬੰਦੀ ਨੇ ਫ੍ਰੈਂਚ ਅਤੇ ਯੂਰੋਪੀਅਨ ਕੋਰਟਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ-ਨਾਲ United Nations Human Rights Committee ਦਾ ਦਰਵਾਜ਼ਾ ਵੀ ਖੜਕਾਇਆ.
All of this is only possible with your generous donations. Continue your support to us and let's go further together. To donate today, please log on to our website www.tv84.tv and donate via PayPal on our website, or you can mail us your donations to TV84 36-01 37th Avenue, Long Island City, New York 11101.
Khawateen Hazrat, ladies
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਹੋਸਟ ਫਰੀਦ ਕੌਰ TV84 ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ। ਵਿਊਅਰਸ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ TV84 ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਵੱਖ-ਵੱਖ ਸ਼ਖਸੀਅਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਰੂਬਰੂ ਕਰਵਾਉਂਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਇਦਰ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਂ ਪੰਥ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਦੇਣ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ। ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਐਸੀ ਹੀ ਸ਼ਖਸੀਅਤ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲਾਉਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਆਰਟ ਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਪੰਥਕ ਸ਼ਖਸੀਅਤਾਂ ਦੀ ਪਿਕਚਰਸ ਬਣਾਈ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਰੂਹ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। And I'm pretty sure ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਪਿਕਚਰਸ ਨੂੰ Facebook, Instagram ਤੇ Twitter ਤੇ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਵੇਗਾ। ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਲਾਸਟ ਈਅਰ ਨਵੰਬਰ 2015 ਨੂੰ ਉਸ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੈਲੀਫੋਰਨੀਆ ਮਿਲਪਿਟਸ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਿੱਖ ਜਥੇਬੰਦੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਇੱਕ ਯੂਥ ਵਰਕਸ਼ਾਪ ਔਨ ਐਂਟੀ ਬੁਲਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਲਿੱਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ। ਅਸੀਂ ਚਾਹਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਕਸ਼ਨ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਰਟ ਵਰਕ ਦੀ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਦੇਖੋ, ਫਿਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਵਿਅਰਸ, ਜੀ ਹਾਂ, ਮੇਰੀ ਮੁਰਾਦ ਜੋਤੀ ਧੰਜਲ ਤੋਂ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ TV84 ਦੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਨੇ। ਆਓ ਆਪਣਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਜੀ ਜੋਤੀ ਧੰਜਲ ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। Thanks for being on the show.
ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਏ। ਆਈ ਨੋ ਯੂ ਆਰ ਫਰਮ UK, ਸੋ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸੋ ਮਚ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਰੂਬਰੂ ਹੋਏ।
No, thank you.
Thank you. So before I start the question, I would like to ask you about a little bit about your background ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਲਾਈਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਏ?
Sure. So I was born and raised in England.
Okay.
My mother was a really good artist, but she did it as a hobby, and so I started drawing from a very young age. And over the years, through like learning through my mum, and then obviously learning different techniques. I'm self-taught, so in the past 8 years, I've developed my own techniques and learned different kind of styles of painting. So that's how I've got into art, is just through self-learning.
Okay.
And I've been doing it professionally now since the last year and a half.
Okay. So ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗਸ ਦੇਖੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਐਂਡ ਆਈ ਐਮ ਸ਼ੋਰ ਕਿ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿਊਅਰਸ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋਣੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਫੇਸਬੁੱਕ ਤੇ ਜਾਂ ਟਵਿੱਟਰ ਤੇ ਇੰਸਟਾਗ੍ਰਾਮ ਤੇ ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗਸ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਹੋਣੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਐਜ਼ ਆਈ ਸੈਡ ਇਨ ਦਾ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਕਸ਼ਨ ਕਿ ਰੂਹ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗਸ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ, ਤਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਬੰਦਾ ਜਿੰਦਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਵਿੱਚ, ਯੂ ਨੋ। ਸੋ ਲੈਟ ਮੀ ਆਸਕ ਯੂ, ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪੇ ਇੰਸਪਾਇਰਡ ਹੋਏ, ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗ ਕਲਾ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਨਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪੇ ਇੰਸਪਾਇਰਡ ਹੋਏ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਸੀਗੀ?
The first paintings that I used to do were always portraits.
Okay.
So that's my main thing, my main talent, as you might call it, is painting faces. So originally I used to just do singers and actors, people that were famous. And then I used to do a lot of cartoons as a kid, so superheroes like Superman and Batman.
Okay.
And then later on, when I got into the Sikhi side of it, I started seeing, reading these stories of our gurus and some of our martyrs, and I wanted to portray them in pictures and paintings. So my first painting that I did that was Sikhi related was of Banda Singh Bahadur, kind of on horseback riding through. It's kind of a battle scene. So that was my first piece that was Sikhi related that inspired me.
ਓਕੇ, ਸੋ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਬਚਪਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਫਰਮ ਬੈਟਮੈਨ, ਸੁਪਰਮੈਨ, ਐਮ ਪੇਜ ਫॉर ਸਪਾਈਡਰਮੈਨ 2, ਰਾਈਟ? ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਵੱਲ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਏ, ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗਸ ਦੇ ਵੱਲ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਏ, ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨਾਲ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਇੰਸਪਾਇਰ?
When did I start
ਸਿੱਖੀ especially?
I'd say 2 years ago. So there's, if you notice now, there's a lot more interest in arts in the Sikh community.
Okay.
I think it's because maybe, in our culture, in our community, we've kind of when I look at my parents, for example, they came to their country, they needed to work, so they had to kind of do the jobs that kind of pay the bills. They couldn't really afford to take risks, as people might call it a risk, going into art. Whereas now I think art is being more accepted in our community, and the elders are also recognizing how powerful it is in getting the youth back in touch with their roots back home as well. So I think that's what got me back in.
Okay, there are a few of your paintings that really inspired me, so I will talk to you about those. First, we'll start with the Bapu Surat Singh Khalsa. He's on hunger strike from past almost 15 months.
Yeah.
Because he started on January 16, 2015, and now it's March 15, 2016. So it's almost 15 months, right? What do you want to say about his hunger strike? And ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ painting ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਉਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੋਗੇ?
I think Bapu Surat Singh's strike has been incredible in terms of the impact it's had in raising awareness for Sikh political prisoners. But I think Bapu Surat Singh in general, if you look at his life story, even before the strike, his whole life has been dedicated to Sikh rights and human rights, and I think that's an amazing thing. And so the portrait I did is from a photograph where you really see the pain on his face. I guess it kind of really just showed, just from that one picture, how much strain and toll it's taken on him, and how that represents the suffering that's going on with the political prisoners as well. So this is part of an exhibition that is being done in the UK. Several exhibitions actually, from different Sikh artists from around the world that we're organising and showcasing, just to raise awareness of both that hunger strike and then the political prisoners that he's fighting for.
Okay. जो ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗਸ ਫੇਸਬੁੱਕ ਤੇ ਜਾਂ ਇੰਸਟਾਗ੍ਰਾਮ ਤੇ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਰਾਈਟ, ਐਂਡ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਰਿਸਪਾਂਸ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ?
The response has always been positive. I've had very few negative comments, I would say, on my artwork, and that's really good for me to see. And I think that's something that encourages me to do more Sikhi related artwork. Because when you see the response that you get from people and how much impact it's having on them, you realize how important it is. So I get emails and comments that are almost always positive, which is good to see.
Okay, so ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗ ਬਣਾਈ ਸੀ ਸੰਤ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਜੀ ਦੀ, ਉਹ ਜੋ ਅਮੇਜ਼ਿੰਗ ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗ, ਬਹੁਤ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਪੋਰਟਰੇਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ, ਇੱਕਦਮ ਏਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੋਹਣੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਲਰ ਲਾਈਵਲੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਣਾਇਆ। ਉਸ ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗ ਬਾਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੋਗੇ? ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਉਸ ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗ ਨੂੰ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਲਈ?
So there is one painting I did of Sant Ji that was done during a group. So this one that you're showing is from an exhibition we held. So it was done as a live painting in the exhibition. Okay. So I did it in one day. So maybe it took me about 4 or 5 hours, and I painted it in front of people could walk in and see how I paint. Because obviously I have a studio back home, but it's interesting for people to see the technique that I use, and they can kind of talk to me about how I'm painting. And I wanted to paint Sant Ji because they're a very prominent figure in our recent history, and that's something that I wanted to kind of portray in that exhibition.
Yeah, I mean, not only portrait pictures, you also paint other pictures as well of actresses from Bollywood, right? American actresses especially too, and a lot of Genie from Aladdin. I really like that picture.
Oh, that's good.
So, किस तरह थानू like work चीज़ां तुसी किस तरह inspired होंदे हो? थानू कितना पता लगता कि I want to make this one, this will look good?
I've always my approach with art is non-linear. So I don't have any order to my paintings.
Okay.
It's very impulsive. So if I see something on one day that I think is inspiring, then maybe I'll paint that the next day. Just if I've got an idea in mind, then I'll do it. There are other paintings, some of which I've got in my mind now, that I know I'm not quite ready for. So I'll think about it a bit more, and then maybe next year or the year after, then I'll produce it. So it varies, it changes every now and then, but a lot of it's not really planned. It's just whatever comes to my mind.
Really, क्योंकि जिस तरह अगर ऐसी कोई पेंटिंग बनाई है वो उन्नी लाइवली नहीं लगती है कि we could make a house or a man where उन्नी डिटेल ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦੀ, ਪਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਆਰਟਿਸਟ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਫੀਲਿੰਗਸ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਵਾ, ਉਹ ਫੀਲਿੰਗਸ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਨ ਪਾ ਦਿੰਦਾ। ਇਹ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ?
That's a good question. I can't really answer that. It's something that I don't know any different as an artist. I don't know what it feels like not being able to paint or draw. But I don't. I think the way I do it is not to force it. I mean, when you have a feeling about a certain subject when you're painting, it will always come out in the painting naturally. So I don't kind of focus on it too much. I just I have a vision in mind and I try and get as close to that as possible.
Okay. So जिस तरह इना पेंटिंग्स बारे ਅਸੀਂ ਫਿਰ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹਾਂਗੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਜਾਨਣਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਨਵੰਬਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੈਲੀਫੋਰਨੀਆ ਵੀ ਗਏ ਸੀ, ਉਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ, ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਿੱਖ ਜਥੇਬੰਦੀ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਐਂਟੀ ਬੁਲਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਇੱਕ ਵਰਕਸ਼ਾਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਲਿੱਤਾ, ਉਹ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਐਕਸਪੀਰੀਅੰਸ ਸੀਗਾ?
That was an incredible experience for me. So I went to California. I wanted to see the Yuba City Naga Kirtan and just connect with as many people in the community as possible while I'm over here. And it was brilliant. I did some live painting there as well.
Okay.
And just spoke to people and actually sold some prints of my work as well. So that was great. And then I met with United Sikhs and we ran a workshop at Millipita's Gurdwara on anti-bullying.
Okay.
So I'm working closely with a comic book creator, Eileen Kaur, who has created a comic called Super Sikh.
Okay,
And I've done some work on that. And that's, I think, a great initiative. The comic form is very good for, having the youth connect with Sikh ideas from like at a young age. So what we did in the anti-bullying workshop is have the kids kind of draw their own superhero that's Sikhi based, and it was really good. Some of the artwork there is because we've done these workshops back in the UK as well, so it's interesting to see the differences, But the kids were very talented. I saw some really good artists, potential artists.
Yeah.
So hopefully they improve it. Yeah.
Nice. So ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਰਿਸਪਾਂਸ ਸੀਗਾ?
They loved it. I mean, I don't think it's something that they've seen before. So, and they hadn't seen the Super Sikh comic as well. So they really liked that. They're really inspired by it. So I'm hoping that they have mainstream characters like I mentioned back. The things that inspired me were things like Batman and Superman. It'd be amazing, if we had. Sikh stories that were original and Sikh comics that youth could connect to. And I think that will happen. You see a lot more artists now, a lot more poets, and people coming up with more creative ideas in film as well. And I think that's the kind of thing we need. I think that art is very powerful in the community. And California has and North America generally has a good potential for that, a good thriving community.
Yeah, I mean, like ਜਿਹੜੇ superheroes ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਚਾਹੇ Batman, Superman ਹੋਵੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ comics ਪਾਈ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ, but Super Sikh comics, I mean, like this is the first, And do you know ਕਿ ਕਿਹੜੀ personality ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ probably these Super Sikh comics ਬਣਨਗੀਆਂ?
As in who the main character is.
Yeah.
And so the main character is he's called Deep Singh.
Deep Singh.
Yeah, and his special power is he's got several powers, but his main one is he has a kara that can deflect bullets. So that's quite cool. And he's like a super agent. So yeah, it's a very kind of, he doesn't have anything too like crazy with his powers, but everything that he's got kind of relates back to Sikh principles, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ inspired ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ about their identity, right? Because ਕਾਫੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ from kara and from turban, like
exactly.
ਤੋਂ ਡਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ.
Yeah.
So you want to show a super Sikh who has like ਪੰਜ ਕਕਾਰ ਆਪਣੇ kara ਹੈਗਾ and everything. He's in Sikh history, so we don't need to be scared. We are also superheroes, right? So that's a good. And just the United Sikhs ਦੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ. United Sikhs is a organization ਕਾਫੀ ਸਾਰੀ like non-profit organization ਆ, ਕਾਫੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ help ਵੀ ਕਰਦੀ. What do you want to say about them?
United Sikhs are amazing. I mean, I wasn't aware of all the organizations in North America. There are others I met as well, and they're all amazing. But United Sikhs in particular, I've seen some of the work they do, and they're operating worldwide. I'm going to try and help out, where I can. Hopefully, there is an opening for artists that can help out through some of the work they do in Haiti and abroad. But I've been really impressed with the professionalism they've had and the work they're doing, abroad, particularly in disaster and humanitarian efforts.
Yeah, definitely. Really, I mean, like time to time, ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਿਕਸ ਦੇ ਪਰਸਨੈਲਿਟੀਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੈਂਬਰਸ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਵਰਕ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਹੀ ਹੈ. ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸੁਨਾਮੀ ਹੋਵੇ, ਕਟਰੀਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ, ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਡਿਜ਼ਾਸਟਰ ਹੋਵੇ, ਇਹ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦੇ ਭਲੇ ਤੇ ਪਹਿਰਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਕੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰਦੇ, ਚਾਹੇ ਫਿਰ ਨੇਪਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਰਥਕੁਏਕ ਹੋਣ, ਮੈਸੇਡੋਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਰੀਆ, ਜਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਯੂਨਾਈਟਿਡ ਸਿਕਸ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਅੱਗੇ ਪਹੁੰਚਦੀ ਹੈ. ਸੋ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸੋ ਮਚ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਿੱਤੀ. ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ. ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ I heard ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੈਲੀਫੋਰਨੀਆ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ. I heard ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ next month involvement ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ Sikh Heritage Month ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. ਉਹ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੋਵੇਗੀ?
Yeah, so Sikh Heritage Month in Canada, which is a great initiative, where I like opportunities like that, where the general public, so not just people in the Sikh community, but the general population can kind of see what Sikhi is about. Because there is this thing where there is a lack of awareness between what Sikhs are compared to other communities. So it's good to have an event like that. And what I'm doing for that is contributing 4 or 5 different art pieces of mine to that exhibition.
Okay.
So that people in Canada can kind of see, because Canada has a really thriving art community. So they have painters there within the country. But I think one of the initiatives they have this year is to have other artists contribute as well. So I'll be putting paintings forward for that. And I'm going to try and be there if I can for at least a week of it. And try and speak to some people and just kind of network and communicate with people and what they think of the art. It would be really interesting to get the feedback from it. But yeah, there will be 4 or 5 paintings contributing towards Sikh Heritage Month of mine, which I'm really happy.
What about in London? Because London ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉੱਥੇ, right? So ਉੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ involvement ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ?
Yeah, so in London, the London Mayor has sponsored an event at City Hall that we actually started last year. Which includes Kirtan, Langar, and then also has contribution from artists as well. So this year I'll be doing a live piece that incorporates everything that's going to be happening on the day. So everything that's related to Vaisakhi. And I'll be doing a live piece so people can watch me paint. And I'm not going to give too much away on what I'm going to paint.
Okay.
But it'll be a good fun day. So it's going to be I think it'll be about 4 or 5 hours I'll be painting live. And people will come and see that. But the event in general is really good. There will be Kirtan and a lot of other events, turban tying events, that kind of thing happening. So, and it's open to the general public as well. These are the kind of events that I think are really powerful.
Okay.
So that's also happening next month. in
Okay, that's all that's happening next month. This
Yeah,
New
that's
York.
busy.
What about New York? This is New York.
I know. Well, this is my first trip in New York, so I
Okay.
got here last week. So I've just been spending time looking at the arts and kind of culture here. I'm not going to be here as long as I was in California, so unfortunately I didn't get a chance to connect with everyone. But I'm hopefully going to try and come back and run a few workshops similar to what I did in California.
Okay.
And do some exhibitions. So I'm speaking to a few people at the moment and seeing what we can organise, because there is obviously New York in general has been very powerful in the art scene, and yeah, whatever I can do for the community here, I'll definitely get involved with where I can.
Yeah, I mean, let me ask you a question now. Just again, I want your involvement in the community, right? Do you think, like, I know कि आपा लोग art nu appreciate करते हैं, you know, because we paint pictures, like we bring back a lot of memories and a lot of pictures back, like especially Sant Janal Singh Khalsa Pinta the pictures. We bring back a lot of memories, what he did for Sikh, right?
Yeah.
Suraj Singh ji the picture करते हैं, आपा बनाने हैं, like we bring back the memory. A lot of people from last 15 months they've forgotten about him. So of course, like जो तुसी picture paint करते हो, the memories come back, you know. So थानू लगता है कि ਜਿਹੜਾ art ਹੁੰਦਾ है किसी ना किसी तरीके ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਕੌਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ help ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ?
It does help out a lot, yeah. And I don't think it always gets recognised as much as it should do.
Yeah, because in Sikkim they were like, ਕੀ ਕੰਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵਾ, ਕੁਛ ਹੋਰ ਕਰੋ Sikkim ਦੇ ਲਈ ਕੁਛ ਹੋਰ ਕਰੋ, right?
Yeah.
But do you really think the artwork really helps?
No, the art definitely helps. 100% helps out. And we can see through the Bapu Surat Singh exhibition, like you say, people were forgetting that. But when you share these images online, not just my artwork, but all the other artists that have contributed as well, it does create an impact, because you have a lot of pressure that builds up from that. People can use that in kind of campaigns to try and reach people that, because obviously with the issues that we have, there's sometimes language barriers. With pictures help break that. It can get more people involved. So they're very powerful in current issues. And then, as you say, bringing back memories. So making sure that things that have happened in our past aren't forgotten. I think that's very powerful.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time ਜਦੋਂ Sant Janal Singh Khalsa Pinta the picture, we were not only allowed to paint it, we weren't allowed to paint it, but ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਦਿਖਾ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਘਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਲਗਾ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ ਸੀ. There was a dab black time at that time, 1984 ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ, So ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ pictures ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੋ, right? ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਸੰਤ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ not only one, two, you did couple of his pictures.
I did. So the reason why I done more than one was actually the second one, which is the one that you showed, which is the live piece, that happened after an incident in India where Sikhs were actually getting attacked because they were putting up posters of Santji during 1984 anniversaries.
Yeah.
And I thought that was insane. I couldn't believe that.
That's why I said people weren't allowed to put his pictures, and you're painting his picture.
Yeah, that's why I did it.
Yeah,
that's why I wanted to do it, because I'm not, if I think, I'll paint what I think is right. So I do have a lot of respect for Sant Janal Singh, obviously. But that second piece was primarily because of the protests that were happening in India. I thought that was ridiculous. So to counteract people taking pictures down of Santji, I wanted to put more out there. So
that's especially like this year in June, ਇੱਕ ਯੰਗ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਜੰਮੂ ਕਸ਼ਮੀਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਿਕਚਰ ਲਗਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਸ਼ੂਟ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਦੀ ਲਾਈਕ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਨੇ. ਸੋ ਆਮ ਰੀਅਲੀ ਹੈਪੀ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਜਨਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੀ, ਚਾਹੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਆਰਟ ਵਰਕ ਹੋਵੇ, ਚਾਹੇ ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗਸ ਹੋਵੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਰਟ ਵਰਕ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਐਨੀਥਿੰਗ ਦੈਟ ਕੁਡ ਬ੍ਰਿੰਗ ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਇਨਟੂ ਦ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ, ਆਈ ਥਿੰਕ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਬਿਗ ਹੈਲਪ, ਰਾਈਟ? ਸੋ ਜੋਤੀ ਧੰਜਲ ਜੀ, ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਆਰਟ ਵਰਕ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਡਿਟੇਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ. ਸਾਡਾ ਵਕਤ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟੇ ਜਿਹੇ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਦਾ. ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਵਾਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਿਲਸਿਲਾ ਫਿਰ ਤੋਂ ਜਾਰੀ ਰੱਖਾਂਗੇ.
Okay, sounds good.
Good. All right, viewers, ਵਕਤ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਛੋਟੇ ਜਿਹੇ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਦਾ. Keep watching TV84. We'll be right back after a short break. Viewers, welcome. Viewers, welcome back to TV84 special. Break the baad bhi as the artist Joti Dhanjal ji ne apne swan da silsila jari rakhte hain. जी Joti Dhanjal ji, break to पहले तो ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ artwork ਦੀ, right? And pictures ਦੀ, ਤੁਸੀਂ painting ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, portrait ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ. And I'm pretty sure ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ during the break ਦੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ stone carving ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ. And I really want to know about that, ਕਿ ਇਹ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ art ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ?
So I like learning different techniques.
Okay.
So I learned airbrushing, and that took about 8 years, which we'll talk about in a minute as well. But the sculpture work that I've been working on is something that I've always wanted to get into, because you don't see any Sikh artists doing much sculpture.
That's true.
So it's something that's unique, and it's something that I enjoy. I did a course last year in Portland, which is kind of the south of England. It's a very kind of quiet place. It's beautiful, and there's a stone there that's native to it that's really easy to carve. And I've got a really good instructor over there who taught me how to sculpt. So I'm looking to kind of incorporate that into Punjabi and Sikhi related work. So that's something that I've been learning. I have a good studio set up at home. I've got all the equipment, so that's something that in the next kind of year or two I'll be doing a lot more of.
So that's the stone carving, and you also mentioned the airbrush.
Yeah.
So you also do airbrush?
Yeah, so I've been airbrushing, which is kind of probably the medium that I'm most known for using. I won an award last year in an exhibition for a live airbrush piece that I did. And the thing that got me into airbrushing was actually my dad. My dad had a really good friend that was an airbrush artist.
Okay.
And he sprayed my dad's car. I did a painting of Soni Mahawal on the bonnet, which is quite a famous painting. And we still have the bonnet. The car is completely broken. But we've got that painting. It was really inspiring for me. It's actually one of the things that got me into art. And obviously specifically airbrush painting. I always wanted to kind of get involved with it, but the equipment is very expensive, so I couldn't do it until I was working. But I've been doing that for the past 8 years or so, and that's pretty much most of the paintings that I do are kind of airbrush based now.
Wow. So you airbrush, you stone carve, and also paint. So much talent.
No, thanks. I don't think it's much that. It's actually having I do spend a lot of time learning different. Yeah.
Is it like a hobby?
No, it's more than a hobby now. So obviously it's a profession, but
it's a profession.
Yeah.
So you do get paid for this, right?
Yeah. So most of my work comes from requests. So it started off things like family portraits, wedding portraits, and now actually one of the biggest demands I have is for the Sikh art. So people want, so they want paintings of Guruji, and some of the requests that I get are very unique. So things like Gurumukhi scriptures and hukamnamas, with maybe a small picture on the side. So that's the kind of general thing that I do. And then I do a lot of mural work as well. So large paintings, in places like restaurants and gyms, which it makes up most of what I do work-wise.
Nice. So why do you think like the painting the Sikhi restaurant de vich or gym de vich? I understand in Sikhi like we make pictures of these ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਮ ਨੇ ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ, but restaurant and gym ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ pictures paint ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, why do you think they prefer painting better than like just taking pictures of random things?
Some people do prefer pictures and this general stuff, but you get I think paintings is something that's very different and unique, and I think that's why someone that's trying to create a restaurant or gym that has a specific kind of atmosphere that they want, it kind of helps create that the right kind of vibe. So that's why I think they can, that's why they get into art.
Okay, so I know ki har artist le every picture is very special, right? Do you have any special picture that you really like, and I really want you to share that with TV84?
That I've done, or like
you've done.
The paintings that I like of my own, my standards for my own paintings are quite strict. Most of my work, I'm never 100% satisfied with. There's always a lot of mistakes that I see in them. The airbrush piece I did actually, I did really like that. That was one piece that I done last year of at the airbrush show. That was quite good. And then I've done another painting of the actress from Bollywood, Malika Khan. It's an oil painting.
Okay.
These are really simple paintings. In my work, it's something that most people, if they're looking online on my Facebook, they'll scroll past it. But to me, it's a very small painting, but it's one that I'm really satisfied with. When I see it in person, there's not, for me, I'm satisfied with a lot of it. There's not too many mistakes.
Okay.
But the other ones, sometimes, some of them I actually have to turn, I've got them in my house, I have to keep them the other way because I can't even look at them. But when we do exhibitions, I display them. But it's something that a lot of artists do, though. It's not uncommon for artists to be really critical of their own work. But I'm happy showing people a lot of my paintings, but in terms of the ones that I like myself, there's only a handful that I'm really satisfied with.
Only handful.
Yeah.
I mean, like ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦਿਖਾ ਵੀ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗਸ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵਰਕ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਨਾਲ TV84 ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਪਰ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੀ ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਐਗਜ਼ੀਬਿਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗਸ ਲਗਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੋ is there any like solo exhibition that you guys are doing like by yourself like probably in the future?
Yeah, so I've been part of I'm a part of the art group The Collective.
Okay.
So we've been doing group art exhibitions. I have to give them a lot more credit. I should have mentioned them at the beginning of this interview, actually. So Raj Singh Dhanjal and Jagmohan Singh, who actually started doing Sikh art before I was doing it.
Okay.
And the way we started was going to Nagar Kirtans and showcasing some of our drawings. So we were all doing it as a hobby at the time. Apart from Raj Singh was doing it professionally by then already. A great pencil artist. And he contacted me through Instagram and said, can you, contribute some of your work to our exhibitions and come with us to the Gurdwara. That's where we started, and I really liked that. The fact that where we started in our artwork and in our movement was within the Gurdwaras and within the community at the grassroots level. So we went to, and we also did some of the schools there as well, Khalsa College in Southall, which is kind of in London. And so we've done one kind of high-level professional kind of exhibition as well as all of the Nagar Kirtans that we've been doing. So most of the work that I've kind of shown has been within group exhibitions. But what I want to do going forward is a solo exhibition that shows all of my other work as well. Because as you were saying, I do a lot of work outside of the kind of Sikhi side of things, and that is something I want to show. And a lot of people keep asking me, when are you going to have an exhibition set up? And it might take a bit more time than this year, might be next year, but within the next kind of 12 to 18 months, I will definitely do a solo exhibition that kind of showcases everything that I've got.
Okay.
That should include some of the sculpture work and a few other kind of surprises, hopefully, as well.
You want to tell us about those surprises?
No, not yet.
Okay. Remember how you mentioned this part of our group of collective group, right?
Yeah.
ਤੁਸੀਂ mention ਕੀਤਾ and you mentioned these two names, Raj Singh and Jagmohan Singh, right? And ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਨਗਰ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਚ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਕਾਲਜ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗਏ ਸੀ, especially there are so many kids out there, they want to learn about like the art and they want to like always same path ਤੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋਣ. Do you also teach? Like ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਵੀ ਹੋ?
That's something I want to get into, but I'm just for something like that, the opportunity needs to arise where the community recognises. Because we were talking about, does the community recognise the power of art and the importance of it? And I think they do up to a point, but there's a long way to go, I think, before we get to a stage where, we're teaching art in terms of like, techniques and things like that. A lot of the work that we've been doing in terms of our workshop has been on things on, anti-bullying campaigns and also how to use art in a creative mindset. In a way that can help you in any career path, which is definitely very powerful. But in terms of helping kids that are very talented in art and want to learn different techniques, that's something I'd love to do. I'm just waiting for that opportunity to arise and people that can help do that and create that kind of the platform for that to happen.
You know how you said like the art, like people don't recognize, right, too much, but especially like baad jehde desh hunde, especially like America, Canada, ਜਾਂ England ਹੁੰਦਾ, we do recognize art, right? ਅਸੀਂ appreciate ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, but especially the ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਵੇਲਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਹੈ ਦੱਸਣ ਦਾ, right? ਕੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਰਟ ਵਰਕ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ?
Have I done any artwork?
For Punjabis in Punjab? In
Punjab, no. The interesting thing is actually most of my like people that follow my work are from Punjab or are in India. So I do need to plan going there at some point. But that will be a really big trip because I wouldn't want to go there and just do one exhibition. I want to try and create essentially a tour while I'm there. But the first thing that I've ever done abroad was in California, and that's a great kind of foundation stone and a template for other tours that I could do. But Punjab is definitely somewhere where I want to reach. Any work that I can get there would be brilliant. But yeah, that's a good question. I don't at the moment have anything planned in Punjab yet. But definitely in the future, it's going to happen. Yeah.
I mean, how kede future study plannings ne?
What else have I got planned in the future? So the immediate future is Sikh Heritage Month in Canada. I've never been there before, so I'm going to hopefully try and make it if I can.
Okay.
If I don't, then, you know, we are looking as part of the collective to take the exhibition that we done. It was called History, Heart and Heritage, which we done in London. We're going to do one more in London probably, and then maybe look to either in California this year or maybe Canada, because they seem to be the two main hubs for art on this side of the world. And then eventually we will look to other places as well. We haven't set any kind of particular timeline or you know, priority for where we're going to go with it. But we are looking to, you know, go abroad with our work. We've seen, I've seen the power of and the impact that it has within the community, and you know how appreciative people are when we you know, show up with our artwork and people can talk to us about it and we can run these workshops. So we will look to do, you know, something for job at some point, but it isn't on our timeline yet.
I mean, like, you know, like you said this is your profession, right? Not like a hobby, but it's also your profession. But जिस तरह हर इंसान दे चाहता होंदा कि साडे ले बच्चे होन डॉक्टर बनन, इंजीनियर बनन, लॉयर बनन, right? फिर जिस तरह काफी लोग ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਅਪਰੀਸ਼ੀਏਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਜਨਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਆਰਟ ਨੂੰ, ਪਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗ ਨੇ, ਸਾਡੇ ਪੈਰੈਂਟਸ ਨੇ, they don't appreciate art that much. They want their kids to be in a different path, like they want them to be either doctor, advocates, lawyers, this and that, right? So ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਜਨਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੋਗੇ? ਆਰਟ ਦੀ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਫੀਲਿੰਗ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. I just think that I'm really bad with advice when it comes to artists. I always think that if someone's a really true artist, they're going to paint and draw no matter what. It's no matter what people tell them, because it's very instinctive. I mean, I have to say, even my own parents, because actually my background is in an IT field myself. So I worked as a business analyst for 8 years.
Okay.
Before doing art full time. So my background is in IT, and if something doesn't work out with my art, I can always go back into that, which is a great thing. But I think there's a lot of changes happening in the economy now that have there's a lot of openings for artists. So you know, you don't necessarily have to be a full-time painter. You know, you can still go into creative space. You know, maybe go into graphic design. So I don't think parents should be too worried about you know kids not being able to get into a career in the arts, because the art field now is very diverse.
Yeah.
And there is a demand for artists.
That's true.
Yeah. So they shouldn't be too worried about it. Well, in terms of advice for people that want to get into art as a profession, you know, I would say, you know, you've got to have a certain sense of patience, and you have to have, you know, build a self-confidence about your work. And if you're not, you know, terribly confident about your work, then you should work to kind of improve it.
Okay. Yeah. So Joti Dhanjal ji, आज ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਆਰਟ ਵਰਕ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ, ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ, airbrush, stone carving, everything. I know I asked you too many questions, and we showed so many videos, and also we showed so many pictures of your work, and we also talked about United Sikhs as well, ਕਿ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਉਹ ਵੀ help ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਹਰ ਬੱਚੇ ਦੀ ਤੇ ਹਰ ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗ ਦੀ ਤੇ ਹਰ ਬੰਦੇ ਦੀ, right? So overall I think ਕਾਫੀ ਕੁਝ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਵਰ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ. Anything else ਜਿਹੜਾ question ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਪੁੱਛ ਨਾ ਸਕੀ ਹੋਵਾਂ? Anything else do you want to share? Because we have like 2 minutes left.
What else do I want to share? So I just once again want to thank you for having me on this show again. My experience in New York has been brilliant. I've loved it here, and I'm definitely going to come back. So I think that's my closing statement. Is I've really enjoyed my time here. I'm definitely going to come back to New York, and I will definitely let people know before that's going to happen, and we'll do some kind of exhibition or workshop here.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. So just one last question before we end this show. Just ਸੁਣਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਇਆ ਕਿ next week ਬਾਪੂ ਸੂਰਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਖਾਲਸਾ exhibition ਵੀ ਹੈਗਾ, ਅਸੀਂ ਚਾਹਾਂਗੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿਓ.
Yeah, that's going to be happening on the 20th of March, the next Sunday, and that's going to be in the Gurdwara in Bristol. So it's an area where the collective and other Sikh artists haven't been to yet. So that's going to be quite powerful, and people in the wider community will be able to interact that through the Facebook group, and we will be putting some of the other artwork that's been contributed from other artists. So really looking forward to that. It's going to be, you know, quite a big exhibition, and then hopefully from there we're going to try and take that back into London, and have that not so much in a Gurdwara space, but somewhere where it's open to the wider community.
But it's not only your artwork, there will be other artwork from other people.
100%, yeah. It's something that I'm contributing to. I'm a small part of, and there are at least, you know, 12 to 20 other artists that have contributed to that, not through just visual arts, but also spoken word and poetry. And there is a sculpture piece, actually. So Taran Singh, who's a 3D artist based in the UK, has done some amazing sculpture work for that as well. So that will be
And what about you? How many paintings you are going to portray over there?
It's going to be it's a watercolor painting of Bapu Joti Singh that most people are familiar with.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and do one more piece as well before the event. If not this particular exhibition, the next one that we kind of do for it, because it is a kind of a touring exhibition throughout the country.
Okay. All right. Nice. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Joti Dhanjal.
Thank
you
you
so much. And just to mention kita earlier कि तुसी न्यूयॉर्क ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ of course exhibition ਕਰੋਗੇ and we are looking forward for that ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਜਾਂ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ so we are hoping ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਲਦ ਤੋਂ ਜਲਦ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ hopefully ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਦੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਤੇੜੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਨਗਰ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਦੇਖੋ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਦਾ and ਆਪਣਾ ਆਰਟ ਵਰਕ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਕਰੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿਊਅਰਸ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਕਰੋ and ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਕਰੋ ਇਹ ਨਿਊਯਾਰਕ ਦੀ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਨਗਰ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਨਿਕਲਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ ਤੇ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਿਕਲਦਾ ਹੈ ਐਂਡ ਐਜ਼ ਆਈ ਸੈਡ ਅਰਲੀਅਰ ਕਿ ਅਪਰੀਸ਼ੀਏਟ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਰਟ ਵਰਕ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਰਟ ਵਰਕ ਸਮਹਾਉ ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਮੈਮਰੀ ਉਹ ਯਾਦ ਵਾਪਿਸ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਸੰਤ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਵਾਲੀ ਦੀ ਪਿਕਚਰ ਹੋਵੇ ਜਾਂ ਬਾਪੂ ਸੂਰਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਿਕਚਰਸ ਵਾਪਿਸ ਫੇਸਬੁੱਕ ਤੇ ਦਿਖਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਫਿਰ ਯਾਦ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਕੌਮ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਣ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਸੋ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸੋ ਮਚ for your work and ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਵਿਊਅਰਸ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਾਂਗੇ ਸੇਮ ਟਾਈਮ ਸੇਮ ਸ਼ੋ ਤੇ ਤਦ ਤੱਕ ਲਈ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ